Welcome to New York. 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 Welcome to New York.
Get up, get out of bed, and get going.
Everything that we do exclusive, make sure that it's all inclusive. I was taught make no excuses. As a man, you can't be useless.
Live.
We're good, man.
We're
How you
firing
doing this
off.
morning?
I'm good.
You
I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, it was waking up this morning was weird. It was like I was having kind of a hallucination. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it was different. I think it's because I only slept like 4 hours last night. 3 hours.
Oh, you got up my regimen, huh?
Yeah,
Slept 4 hours?
4 hours.
Yeah. It's not fun. So.
Oh my gosh, I just couldn't sleep last night.
Or maybe I have illusions, bro, that I'm really awake and I'm not on 4 hours. Because you was having an illusion on 4 hours of sleep. What were your illusions? Can you share those with me?
I don't know how to explain it. That's the thing. It's like I was rolling over and couldn't get up. I tried to get up at 5:30 or 5:15, and then I ended up getting up at 5:30. Trying to set everything up. I wanted to get up in time to go get coffee, but I didn't have time to do that.
Did not make it. That was not an illusion, bro. That was really you rolling over. Like, I don't want to get out
Falling
of
off
bed,
the
man.
bed.
Yeah, falling off the bed, man. So try it again tomorrow.
Maybe it was a salmonella
Tonight.
chicken I cooked last night, and I didn't eat it, but maybe,
Okay, good.
maybe the fumes. You can
Yeah,
actually still smell it.
Yeah, maybe the fumes knocked you out.
I
Probably
called
that's
my
what it
mom.
was.
Well, because I smelled it when I opened the package. I was like, that smells a little weird. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
And then I cook it, pour like a bunch of stuff in the pressure cooker. I cook it, and then I got to open it up, and then
Woo-wee.
I called my mom. I was like, hey, this chicken expired 3 days ago, and it smells just a little bit. I can't eat that, right? She goes, you're correct, son.
You are correct. You're correct. You applied that pressure, man. That pressure was coming out to you, man. All the
pressure was
fumes
coming out.
knocking you out, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. That's chicken, man.
Which I don't understand.
You gotta be careful with chicken now.
It's only 3 days expired. But like, when it's bad, it's bad, right?
When it's bad, it's bad. When the 1 day expired, don't eat it, man. My wife will tell you, man. Hey, ain't no chicken. Wash your hands. Don't touch nothing. None of that, bro. Hey, chicken.
There's a life lesson for you.
Life lesson.
It can say it's only 2-3 days expired, but when it's bad, it's bad.
When it is bad, it's like the milk. It's like the milk, man. It's like the milk. It says it expires on January 23rd, right? But when you open it, it takes away days. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it will expire before January 23rd when you open it. That's the reason they say keep refrigerated to make it try to last till January 23rd, but it's actually probably like January 20th. 3 days before. So there's another tip for you.
That's how they get you.
Another life lesson for you.
Another life lesson.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Okay, apathy.
Apathy.
Apathy, lack of interest. I got it, Eddie.
You got it.
I got it.
Lack of interest and enthusiasm. Right?
I was lack of interest and enthusiasm. I was in the gym Sunday for open sparring, and I'd just gotten beat up by my coach for an hour, and then I'm sitting there like exhausted on the chair, and he goes, "Hey, what's apathy?" And I was like, "What?" He goes, "I'm watching your podcast. You don't know what apathy is." I was like, "Yeah, thanks." He said, "I told Leah, my other coach." He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna ask him what apathy is, see if he knows."
Yep.
I sure didn't know. Okay, I was tired because you punched me in the face.
Hey, it's okay, man. We learn new words, new words like apathy. Yeah,
We're
that's
small
awesome.
town
You got
folk.
it now.
Yeah,
You said we're smart.
small town folk.
Oh, I was going to say.
No, I wouldn't say smart because you see how many times we've had to reset
Yeah,
the
man.
computer and try to have a second go around on the podcast.
Yeah, we are hands on. We learn as we go.
Oh, the devil is not a lie.
Not a lie. Not a lie.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll grab my phone. We got to do let's do the little mind map, the map of consciousness.
Yeah, map of consciousness. The weekly update, the map of consciousness. The map of consciousness is pretty good, man. I hope everybody looked at the map of consciousness and, just kind of, integrated that into your daily life. It does help. It does point out a lot of good things and shows you what type of attitude you're in and what type of energy you finna put out with that attitude that you may have or that emotion you may have. So hopefully you looked at it.
Just want to point out, Lincoln Riley, we've had 3 Heismans in 6 years. Oh, wait, he's not at OU anymore. Can't brag about that.
Can't brag, but, we can brag about OU, though. I mean, we can brag about it. Oklahoma, baby. Let's go. Let's just do
What
it.
are we,
Let's
like
just do it.
6-6 this year?
Yeah, we're okay. It's Oklahoma, man. We all right.
We're going to be back in it next year.
We got some champions. We got some superstars out there. So we're going to be all right. I got my OU sweatpants on today, too.
I know. I saw
You know
that.
what I mean? Hey, represent your city. Represent your state.
Gotta stand up. They can't see it. Got to show the OU. Uh-huh.
There you go. Right there, man. Oklahoma rep. Team Waddell shirt on. We rep that, too.
Okay. Since this was your idea, why
Yeah.
don't you go ahead and start?
All right, man. Let me see. Let's look at yesterday. What was yesterday? Yesterday was Desire. I was really desiring to get some car deals out yesterday. I was craving the sale yesterday. I really was, to try to get our week started. Obviously, we're in the second half of the week, or the second half of the month for us, which is the fourth quarter. And so I was really, 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 really designing, really craving some car deals yesterday. I was really craving 5 car deals yesterday. We try to sell 5 during the week, Monday through Friday. And my view on life was a little bit disappointing last night because we sold 4 instead of 5. But that disappointment, right? The disappointment gave me peace, though. It gave me peace that we did start out the week with 4. My emotion was bliss, and the view on life was perfect because we started out the Monday going into the full week, which was perfect start for the week. So that was me. What about you, bruh?
Yesterday, I was, obviously, wanting to sell cars, but I'm not gonna lie. Lately,
Yeah.
I've been pretty tired.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously don't get up at 5 a.m. to 4:15 a.m. like you to work out.
Yeah.
But let's see, which one can I compare this to?
Is there a reason why you're tired, or is there an emotion that's driving you to be tired?
No, not necessarily. I guess I'll say pride because I go to work for 11 hours a day,
Mm-hmm.
or for however long we go, 10, 11 hours a day. And then I come home, or I go to kickboxing 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And then I come home, shower, eat, do whatever, cook, whatever I'm going to do. And then I enjoy coding. So I'm learning to do that for an hour, sometimes hour and a half a day. And then now that we're doing this, I'm trying to edit clips for this. So I'm trying to, I released our first little TikTok.
Yeah.
By the way, you got 170 views and 30 likes overnight. So it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not a bad like ratio.
Yeah, not too bad.
Trying to release our social media clips for this, and that it takes probably 30 minutes per little. Because I'm not fantastic at editing yet, so it takes time for that. Just a lot of just staying busy.
Yeah.
So I was kind of tired yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I actually called my buddy Dion and we just chatted up for a minute because sometimes it's just good to hear a friend's voice.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, I totally agree.
So not like tired in a bad way. Just man, it's kind of take a breath sometimes.
Yeah, no, I get it. I understand. You was mentally tired. I think you was mentally exhausted. And mentally exhaustion, it takes your body into a whole nother state.
Mm-hmm.
That makes you want to, lay around and not do anything. I get there too. I even told you about it, man. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start going to bed at 9:30 at nighttime. I'm gonna start getting into bed and actually being asleep by 9:30. And then I thought about, well, how can I get all these other things done? If I go to bed at 9:30 versus 11, maybe an hour, and 30 minutes extra. But I think you need that rest. I think you need to, like you said, take time off and relax your mind a little bit. If not, you do become exhausted. You do become tired all the time. So, take a moment to yourself and, breathe a little bit, get some rest, or, wake up in the morning at 5 a.m. and have some illusions or something.
Some trips.
Yeah, man.
I think for the most part, I in my life overall, I'm more at the level of reason.
Uh-huh.
Because I have an understanding of where I want to go,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm at,
Mm-hmm.
who I am as a person for the most part, and my life is meaning. It has meaning because I know which direction I want to go in life, and
That's
I have
good.
a lot of the people surrounding me that I want in my corner, family, friends, coworkers, and there's a few people, obviously like a partner down the line
Yeah.
that I don't have yet,
Yeah.
but I have purpose and I have meaning in my life,
Good.
and I know, in a big roundabout direction, which where I want to be, where I'm at, where I want to be.
Mhm.
So I'm accepting of where I want to be, and then I love who I can be.
Yeah, nice, man. That's good. I mean, that's phenomenal, Austin. It really is because I really look at mental illness now. I really look at mental health now, knowing that a lot of times I shouldn't judge, and we all do, but look at those times and those people were like, why are you doing what you're doing, right? And that's that mental illness and mental awareness that we have to have. And so for you gaining that mental awareness and for you gaining that knowledge about yourself is the enlightening for me. Now that I'm your buddy and your friend, and knowing that guess what, your life is meaningful, that means you're gonna keep going. That means you're gonna have a smile on your face, be positive, and go for what you want to go for, and those are your goals and your accomplishments that you want to reach. So continue to have reason, man. A lot of people don't have a reason, or they have a reason, or can't find the reason, or just hadn't figured out what reason there is to live a good life. You know what I mean? And what's a good life? That's your life, and how you want to live it. But I think having reason is perfect. So continue to have reason, man.
Something. Everybody is happy from something different.
Yeah, true.
Part of the drive, part of the journey makes me happy. Like it's a double-edged sword. It's also what exhausts me, right?
Yeah.
But the inactivity is part of what brings on like the depressive feelings for me.
Yes.
And so if I were to just sit around for a week and do nothing, if I were to only go to work and come home and not do anything else, going out to a club or party or whatever might help, occasionally, but it's not going to fill a void. For me, just personally, and I was talking with my mom about this a couple of weeks ago, if I don't stay busy, I don't feel like I'm working towards something. That's when I start to pull back and, kind of a hermit in a sense. So I have a question for you, because obviously you've got a lot of life experience. There's times where I find myself feeling, I'm much better about it now. When I was younger, I would scoff at others' successes in life because I hadn't started achieving things, and I wouldn't necessarily belittle them or be upset for them. I actually wouldn't be upset for them at all, but it's more like I would start to talk a little mess just because I haven't done things that I've wanted to do. So I would take that out, hurt people. I guess is one of those things. So at what point in your life did you finally, or I don't know if you were ever that way, but if you were, what point in your life did you start kind of overcoming that to be happy for other people? Because I'm at that point now where I'm happy for people who have success, and I'm genuinely I root for people. I'm a couple of years ago, if you had told me that my exes were dating or married to somebody else, I wouldn't have been happy for them, because I was like, well, even though I don't want that person anymore, what does their fiance or what does their boyfriend have that I don't, right? Even though I might have been talking to someone else and I had no business talking about, worrying about one of the exes. But now, I've actually, over the past year or so, reached out to a couple of, I've only had a few serious girlfriends, but I've reached out to them and just wanted to express genuine happiness, because one of them had a kid when we dated. One of them has a kid now. And not that it probably even matters to them, but I wanted to express, that I was genuinely happy, that it seemed like they were happy in their life. And, I wasn't coming from a place of, alternative motives. I just wanted to show that, I'm happy that they're happy. So did you have that moment of turning? Were you always, happy for people?
No, I was not. That's a great question. And, I ask myself that question a lot, Austin. I really do, man. Truly, 4 years ago, I started kind of transitioning about 10 years ago. You find yourself happy for people, but then again, in true happiness, right? True happiness is this, right? So somebody does something great, and you're like, oh man, it's a great job, but I wish that was me. Like, I wish that I could. I stopped doing that about 3 years ago. Like, stop. What if and I wish that be me? No, I am truly happy for that person. I'm truly happy for what they're doing, how they came about it, and where they're going. That gives me the drive that, hey, guess what? They've done it. Why come I can't do it? Whatever statue and whatever level of life they're at, I allow that to motivate me because I know that there's a chance and an opportunity for me. And so now I'm truly happy for people. I want people to go out and become millionaires. I want people to go out and do and just be successful in their life. And when I see it, I congratulate them on it. It's like me sharing with the guys the other day. I'm like, look, I strive on customer service. And when I see somebody giving great customer service, and I like doing it when they're not giving it to me. I like standing back and watching them and give it to the person that may be in front of me or give it to that person to the side of them. And I point it out to them. I'm just very happy for people, man. And ultimately, God made people, man, and so I'm happy for them. I'm happy for every accomplishment that everybody that can go out there and get, man. I'm really, really, truly, truly, truly happy for them. And answer your question, truly, truly, saying, hey, Austin, I'm proud of you. Great job. I don't envy you. I don't want to be you. I am just happy for you in your moment 4 years ago.
I think it's kind of what we talked about last Tuesday is, competition is fantastic. Drive to win is fantastic.
Yeah.
But that it can become a very serious downfall.
It can.
It's like Occam's razor.
It can.
Or no, Occam's razor. That means something completely different. But it's like a double-edged sword, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
It can be your downfall, or it can be your motivator, and it can help you be successful. So when just for instance, what you were talking about with the man, I'm drawing a blank here. I'll go back to my analogy. So if I were to constantly be jealous of my exes, and I were to be mad that they're happy,
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
Because I have no business talking about that person right now at this point in my life. I have no business worrying about them. Or let's just say and I've done this before. And I'm gonna admit it, and I'm sorry, Mom. I've been in a situationship before that I've ended, and then they've moved on. And then I've been somewhat upset about it.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't want to be in a relationship with them, and they clearly wanted to.
Yes, sir.
I didn't give them what they wanted, and then they moved on. And then I had the audacity and the gall to be upset about it. And then I sat there. I was like, how ridiculous are you being right now?
Yeah, we've all done it.
Like, Austin, the world does not revolve around you.
Yeah, we've all done it.
That person has to move on and make themselves happy.
Yeah.
So why are you worried about it?
Yeah, we've all done it, man. And and that's the downfall. And I just sat here and thought about it. From your point of view that you were making, that's why I think people don't move on and aren't successful or not in what that other person is doing. You take a person that's doing really, really good, and that person says, hey, you're doing really, really good. But on the hindsight, again, I want that. I want to be you. It sucks that I'm not you. And that, I think that right there hinders you. And it's a roadblock for you to keep you from moving forward and being exactly where they're at. And so when I look back on my life, that's what happened to me. That's exactly what happened to me, Austin, is because I was too worried about what they had going on, how they were doing it, and why it wasn't me. And so my whole thing was I was caught up in me versus, let them motivate me. How about I pick their brain and see exactly how they got there? How about I go talk with them so that they can show me how they got there doing the same thing that they were doing? So I think right there, that's why people aren't moving forward, is because they're too worried about why that person is at where they're at instead of the why and the work that got them there.
I couldn't agree more. All right, let's go ahead and get into some of these TikToks.
TikTok.
TikTok.
Boy, TikTok came big, ain't it, boy?
Yeah, they
I mean,
blew
people
up.
ain't on Facebook no more. Somebody told me yesterday, forget Facebook, they're going to TikTok.
Go on TikTok.
TikTok, man. I like TikTok because it's like the clock.
This is a personal question.
9 minutes.
Minutes,
God
man.
dang.
Hey, 9 minutes
for
for
like
to
dirt
get that.
fucking floor.
Yeah,
Like
I like
nothing.
TikTok.
yeah,
And so when I was 16, I moved out on my own.
yeah.
Started my life, and every day my dad was a steel worker, my mom was a drug addict. She overdosed, she died,
I'm sorry.
and it's probably best.
Yeah, I understand.
But every day I woke up and I said, I'm not gonna be like that.
Right.
I'm gonna.
That
be
became your driver. I understand.
So, but now today
Yeah,
I have a $100 million appraisal company.
Yeah.
I do the appraisals for almost everybody out there.
good for you.
It's awesome. And super successful, great company, real happy. But every single day I wake up, I still feel like that little fucking poor
Well, that's
boy.
good.
I hate it.
Well, okay, so then you need to, if you hate it, you need to go deeper. You need to either go into therapy. I mean, this is real. Like, you got to get the poison out.
Successful company, successful person.
Successful isn't this. Successful is
But,
this.
but I'm happy with my wife. I'm happy with
Great.
my kids. We have a great
So,
family.
so are you tired of having the chip on your shoulder, or is it deeper than that?
I'm just tired of having a chip on my shoulder.
Here's what I believe, and I could be wrong. I believe, and you can't do this to your wife or others. This is why I believe in therapy or some other version, if you have a stigma on that. Here's what I believe. I believe people don't realize by actually saying something out loud and getting the poison out. I believe there's 3 to 4 things that are deeply inside of you that you've never said at all, that are completely predicated on your mom dynamics, that the second they come out of your fucking mouth, whether on an Instagram video to the world, because you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna tear this whole thing down, or by going and sitting with somebody in a private room, or however the fuck or going to a fucking forest by yourself and screaming it at the top of your lungs. I don't care how you do it. I promise you, without knowing all the details, there's poison in you that you've never said out loud.
I'm sure.
I'm sure
like
too.
just saying this was hard. So
I could see it.
Yeah.
Brother, what? Nobody's gonna judge you on that. Like this is why I always tell people to put out all their fucking skeletons, because that's the fucking jail. There's no amount of money and success you're gonna make that's gonna fix that. You got to get the poison out, and people do it in different ways.
For me, therapy isn't necessarily the answer. I can see for some people it could be. I, for the most part, have the ability to work through things on my own or with people in my life, at least.
Yeah.
And this helps too, just getting to sit and talk about stuff. And I think as we have more time with this medium, we're going to be able to open up a little more and get a little more in depth than some of the just surface level things. But
Absolutely.
for that instance, man, I for like 3-4 years ago, if you asked me what my goal was, billionaire.
Yeah.
Billionaire. Or at least 100 millionaire. Over the last 2-3 years, I've seen stuff like this that has made me kind of draw that back a little bit, because yes, I want to be extremely wealthy to the point to where I can make my own decisions. I've said it multiple times. I want to have financial freedom. I want to have freedom in general, to as much of a degree as you can. But at a certain point, you see it over and over again, that not the Instagram, 45-second videos of Bugattis and Lamborghinis and Miami nightclubs that seem like it's an awesome life. But what happens after 2 a.m. when you go back and you're alone? When you go back to the house, park your car, you're alone. What happens when you have the $100 million evaluated company and you're not happy, and you're finding Gary Vee in the middle of a hallway to try to get advice because you're not happy? So that's one thing that it's like I was going full speed, and then I just was like, oh, hold on.
Put the brakes on a little bit.
Let me put the brakes on a little bit, because maybe maybe I shouldn't go 150 miles an hour that way. Maybe I should go 90 miles an hour this way.
Yeah.
And, it might take me a little longer to get somewhere, or maybe it's going to save me from blowing a tire and flipping off the edge of the road. I don't know, but it just something tells me to pull back a little bit on that, and just learn to live life a little bit, learn to like I said, even though I do enjoy the process, I enjoy the process of the work.
Right.
Enjoy the process of being around people, and don't take for granted as many relationships around me. Because I'm not a naturally outgoing person.
Yeah.
I'm kind of introverted. Almost said intrusive. I would have got made fun of for that one too.
Don't say that. Yeah.
I'm kind of naturally introverted. So that's kind of a struggle for me. I've had to break out of that. I guess you could say I'm an extroverted introvert. I guess that's the term they say. But yeah, that's been a struggle for me. So I'm working on that, but I want to make sure that I don't take that for granted or people around me for granted, and I can start to try to build that relationship.
Yeah.
Even holidays are not very easy for me because I talk so much at work, or we talk so much at work about work in certain patterns, and I mean, you understand certain patterns, certain ways we talk, and it's almost like small talk has eluded me.
Yeah.
Or the skill of actual small talk. And it's funny, I am probably the quietest person in both of in one of my families for sure.
Families, yeah.
And I'm one of the quietest people in my other family, and I'm the salesman. And then so everyone expects me to just go talking up with everybody.
Talk.
So it's I want to make sure that I can start taking advantage of being around people and learning from people and enjoying my loved ones and the friends around me and the company around me.
I think everybody needs therapy. I don't think that everybody needs a therapist, someone to go talk to. I think everybody needs therapy, right? And then you went into that. This is helping, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is helping. So this is part of your therapy right now that you're doing. I know for me is my therapy is social media, right? Is because I like to put what's on my heart on social media, and I'm not really truly trying to put it on social media for people to see or to boast or anything like that. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. I'm just writing my story.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. I'm just writing my story and sharing my story in hopes that my story that I'm going through and whatever I'm going through, whatever I'm praying about, whatever it is, it's about me. I'm telling you right now, it's about me. It's not about you. It's about me. But I want you to learn from that story and get it out. I was talking to my niece yesterday, and she's been holding in some things, and I'm so glad that she was able to get those out, and she got those out through Facebook, which I was perfectly fine with. It is because regardless if you get it out talking face to face with someone, Austin, or you get it out through social media, or you write a diary or a journal, those things need to come out. You got to get those things out and not hold those things in, because that what makes you unhappy, because you're holding them in, you're thinking about them the whole time. And the longer you hold them in, the more anger that you feel about those. So please, guys, please, if you got anything on your heart, your mind, anything of that nature, just get it out. And that's my take on it. Now I go to every salesman every day and ask them, is there anything on your heart that you want to get off? Is there anything on your mind, anything that you want to vent about to prevent you from doing your job today? If it is, let's talk about it. And I've never, ever, ever done that, ever. It was, hey, what you selling? What's your appointments? What's this? What's that? No, those guys also need to be able to get that stuff off your chest. So, Austin, I'm proud of you. Continue to do a great job with it, man. And it takes work. It takes work. And we do talk a lot. We do talk a lot all day long. We have to talk. We got to talk on the phone. We got to talk to the salesman. We got to talk to buyers. We got to do all of this talking. And I feel the same way. I feel I am mentally drained. When I get home, I don't want to talk. Somebody please talk to me. Me and Alicia had a little disagreement. One day she was like, "Well, you ain't talking to nobody." I'm like, "Y'all can talk to me, okay? Seriously, you can talk to me because I'm tired of talking. I got to talk all day. That's my job, right?" But I know, guess what? People need to hear me, and I need to listen to people, and I need to talk about whatever it is I need to talk about. So continue to do a good job. Continue to change that mindset that you have. Continue to let this be your therapy. Let your fighting be your therapy. And then that way, we don't find ourselves boggled up with a ball of bad, negative energy.
It's like getting the poison out.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that. Amber alert or weather alert. Tornado warning, y'all. Be safe out there today, you hear me? Be safe out there.
Yeah,
It's safe out there. It's bad weather.
It's storming out there. I don't know if y'all can hear it on the podcast or not on the audio, but it's storming out there.
I can hear it. It was kind of peaceful, man. I was about
It
to
was.
just lay on down and give me a little nap, boy.
Why you think I got these?
Yeah, man.
We can stop in the middle of production.
Hey, podcast laying down. Y'all ever had a podcast laying down? That's
like
the new stuff.
Oh yeah, we'll change the camera angle. One of us. Will,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm telling you.
we'll start some therapy.
Hey,
One of
you-
us will lay.
See what I'm saying? Hey, see what I mean, boy? Going right into it.
But yeah, it's kind of like releasing the poison.
Yeah,
Talking about
I love
somebody,
that.
releasing the anxiousness,
I love that.
releasing some of the anger. I mean, pressure bust pipes.
Yeah,
In a pressure cooker, you have to relieve the pressure. If you just go open that thing, a lot of bad things can happen.
yeah.
You have to accept it, and you have to atone. You have to relieve it, and then you can start atoning for some of the mistakes you've made, or things that other people have done. Embrace it, accept it, and then you can start to move on from it.
Perfect. Embrace it, accept it, and move on and get that poison out your
One day
body.
I woke up and I'm trying to get my business going. I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning. I get a text. Babe, I have to tell you this. As much as I love you, I don't see this relationship going anywhere. Then my mom, there used to be a time they used to love me and you would call me and tell me you love me. What happened to my little son that used to love his mother? Then I get an email. My number one client says he's leaving me for the following reasons. And then at the same time, the next email is my agent saying I resign. My number one agent resigns. I have no idea what to do. In that moment, all I thought about is, what are my next 5 moves? What do I need to do next? From that moment on, everything I did with business, I would ask myself, I want to do this next, my next 10, 15 moves. Or what would this guy do? One day I woke up and I'm trying to get my business.
David, for reference, he owned an insurance, like a giant insurance company. Yeah,
right.
he got broken up with. Then his mom called, said he doesn't talk to her anymore.
Not the son he used to be.
He's not the son he used to be. Then his number one agent left. All within one day. Yeah, it's raining right now.
Sirens going off too.
Oh, are they?
Yep.
For the tornado?
Mhm.
Man, I really hope we don't get one.
Yeah. So everybody be safe out there, man.
Yeah.
The sirens are going off right now in Carter County. So take shelter.
Take shelter. So when it rains, it pours, and I went through that probably 5 months ago, and I found a way out of it, and recently come out on the other side of it. Someone that we know is going through something similar to what I went through. So I'm going to try to help them with that. Like you
Good.
said, something that's on your heart and on your mind. But yeah, I mean, things can pile on, but he says something very important. Your life 5 years from now is going to be decided by 4 or 5 decisions that you make within the next 5 years.
Right.
Your life, your day today is going to be predicated on 4 to 5 big decisions that you make. Your week is going to be predicated on 4 to 5 big decisions you make this week. So there's going to be instances that you decide that fork in the road. Am I going to get up out of bed and am I going to record the podcast and do what I enjoy doing and feel good about myself? Or am I just going to go another week without doing it? There were 2 months where I didn't figure out a solution.
Yeah.
And I succumbed to the not wanting to get up. There were 2 months where I succumbed to, I'll just figure it out tonight, or I'll figure it out, tomorrow night or next week. We'll get it. We'll get it eventually. Where I was procrastinating. So make sure that you're deliberate, and it's hard to do because everything in life seems like it's always stacked against you.
Yeah.
So you just want a little peace in a moment. So you don't want to have to put in the work.
That's right.
We talked about me wanting a little rest, a little break, man. That moment's never gonna be enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, almost always you can take that little break, but you're gonna want another break in 10 hours, 8 hours, 24 hours a week.
Yeah.
So if you put it off till tomorrow you're going to want to put it off again. I mean, that's the definition of procrastination. And you're never going to feel like you have enough time, even though you will have enough time. You're just not making it a priority.
Yeah.
That's something that I've really worked on, is making a decision and then understanding that decision is going to have consequences in the next 24 hours, a week, or a year from now. Us doing this in 2 years, hopefully, we'll have a bigger influence and we'll be able to help more people with this podcast.
Absolutely. That's the major goal.
So, but if we don't stay consistent with it, we'll never get there.
Never get there.
So, what are the decisions? Get our ass up, or you're already up, but get my ass up.
Yeah.
And keep each other accountable.
That's it. That's it. Accountability is major, man. Accountability is major. And so first and foremost, just like you said, you got to keep yourself accountable. Number one, you got to hold yourself accountable. And then whatever that you're doing, whatever goal that you set in your life, right? The people that are surrounding you doing that goal, you also got to hold them accountable. That way they hold you accountable. And that's how a team works. You have to have a plan. You got to have a game plan. Just like he said, just like Patrick McDavid said, is that 5 things happened to him the first day. Well, he had to come up with 5 other solutions to fix these issues, right? And so you always got to think on your feet. You always got to be ready to go. You always have to be in that motion. That motion has to be forward, man, because one step backwards, again, Austin, that one step backwards, that hour of rest or that day of rest, whatever, then that's another day that you got to move forward. I really think that you need time to be mentally sound and get yourself back together. I like to call it backstage or being in the locker room. Those are those moments. And I think everybody should take at least one day, one day, just for you, right? To leisure, to hang out, to cuddle up on a couch somewhere, to watch a ball game. Just to yourself, right? Whether it's a whole day, 24 hours, or it's 4 or 5, hours in a day. I think you need that valuable time just to say, look in the mirror, breathe, and just say, you know what? I'm okay. I got all these things going on with me. I'm doing these things, but if these 5 things crash, I got another 5 ways that I can get it done. Take that time to game plan for yourself, but also relax a little bit. Relax, because everybody's so busy all the time. We're moving in different directions all the time. And so, again, I take Sunday. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb on Sunday. I really do, and I tell everybody that. It's because I don't want to look at my phone and there's a message there, or my phone's ringing, or I'm being disturbed. I want to put it on Do Not Disturb, and when it's time for me to look at my phone, I can go to it, pick it up, and look at it. Respond back to the text when I need to. But I need that relaxation time so that I can be mentally prepared just in case 5 things crash on me. Now I got 5 airbags that'll save me.
I was smiling and laughing to myself a little bit because you can't call Bo on vacation.
No, you cannot.
His phone is in the water
Yes,
somewhere.
you cannot. You will not. You will never get a hold of me on vacation.
I have a theory. Bo throws his phone in every ocean that he
Yes.
goes to and then just gets a new one.
I do. That's how I get new ones. So keep a lot of good insurance on your phone, guys. Seriously.
I think I might have missed the mark a little bit, and I think you kind of helped me expand upon it in the correct way. Is it's okay to rest, but in excess,
Yes.
it's never going to be enough.
True.
You're going to be tired of being tired.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when you sleep for 15 hours? You're still tired.
You're still tired.
You're still tired.
Yes.
So, that I guess that's the point, kind of the point I was trying to make, and I think you kind of nailed the rest of it home, the points that I didn't get to. For every action, there's an equal or opposite reaction. So if you have 3 things today that set you back or that you have to make a decision on and get past, right? If you are able to neutralize those 3 things that happen, right? Your mom calls you and
Yes.
she's upset because you don't talk to her. You've got to console your mother, and you have to get back to level 0 at least, right?
Absolutely.
If your number 1 sales agent quits,
Yes.
which we had 2 of our
That
top,
too.
we've had
Oh,
2
my
of our top
goodness.
3 quit within the last 3 months, and you address it, you overcome it, and then how do you move forward? What's your next step? Okay, so now I would say it's not just one step for each thing, right? I wouldn't say that you have 4 decisions. I would say if 4 things happen to you, you have to have 8 decisions, because you've got to overcome it,
Nice
and then you've
point.
got to move past it, right?
Nice point.
So
Nice point.
if you're only overcoming things
Yes.
and you're not moving past them, you're never going to
Nice
get
point.
past a net 0. You're never going to have as much progress as you would.
Yes. Nice point.
So I would say you at least have to have a net of 1 for
Yeah.
each thing. So you've got to have two reactions for one objection in your life, one obstacle in your life. So just for that instance, his girlfriend broke up with him. He's got to address it, deal with it, and then figure out if he wants to be in another relationship or if he wants to work on himself for that time being. Right? That's overcoming. Consoling your mother. That's overcoming it. Spending more time with your mother so you don't have that same thing again.
And
calling her more.
Yes.
That is your next step. So I think that is, that's a great way to look at things, and
it is
reframing your mind to figure out, okay, and not everybody does that. I'm very logical in the way I think, and I think most guys are in general.
Yeah.
Some more than others, obviously. More of a problem solving. That's why I like coding, because it's just fun. But I like to, like, if I get a bug, which if I get an error, like when something should work and it doesn't,
right?
And I get an error, I want to figure out why,
right?
And I go through
what that error is.
So I like the problem solving aspect. But yeah, that's that. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just rambling.
No. It's a great point. And so, I'm splicing both of these videos together. The first guy in the hallway said that he's very happy. He has a successful company. He has a successful wife. He loves his wife. He loves his kids. Successful company. I think he said he made $160 million. I think the number may be wrong, but I think that he said that. And then he said, "But I'm just still unhappy." Right. The next guy, Patrick Bet-David, said that he lost his girlfriend. He lost his agent. His mom was on his butt. And then both of these guys both said it. They figured out there was a problem, right? There was an issue, but they identified it. You just said it. You addressed it. You addressed what the issue of it was. And then both of these guys found a game plan. He said, you got to get the poison out. Right. And then Patrick Bet-David said that he had to come up with 5 other things to replace these other things. And you just said that you got to come up with 8 different things with that. So here's what my take is that first, address the problem. Figure out what the problem is, whatever it may be, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, whatever that problem is, right? Then figure out, identify how you're going to change it, right? Come up with a game plan to change that, right? And then come up with a timeline of when you're going to change it and how long it's going to take you to change it. And that's what these guys did. And a lot of times we don't address the problem. We just say, hey, there's a problem, brush it under the rug. And then that problem becomes a bigger problem now because it's eating on us. It's eating on us. It's eating on us. It's eating on us. Just like poison ivy. If you don't put any medication on it, what happens? You just keep scratching, keep scratching, keep scratching, keep scratching.
Your scar.
There you go. You got to get that poison out. Don't scar yourself on the inside holding something in. Get the poison out. Put some medication on it. What is your medication? Right here. This is your medication. This is your therapy right here. Working out is your therapy. So life is just like a sore. You found out that you got a sore. You bandaged it for a little bit. It bled through. Then you had to go get stitches, and then you sewed up. Now you're good to go again. Mm-hmm. That's how life is. So address the problem. Identify the problem. Address it, have a game plan for it, but have a timeline on that game plan and when you'll actually get it accomplished. It's because just like you said, we don't have enough time, right? There's not enough time in the day to get everything out, or we take a rest day and then we're way behind time. So again, find the problem, address it, set a goal for it, and continue to work on it just like you're doing with your stuff. So continue to work on it and continue to
I want you to
that.
finish this saying for me. Take care of what?
Take care of the little things.
The big things will take care of themselves. Well, they won't turn into big things.
There you go.
Either way.
There you go.
So make sure that you take care of the little things, and they won't come back and overrun or haunt your life. So
that's absolutely it. Absolutely. So take care of the little things, and the big things will be great big things.
Relationships are always more important than money.
Right.
I made a mistake with Grant a while back, to where I put money over relationships. He put money over relationships, which strained our relationship, and it probably cost me a lot. And quite frankly, it probably cost him a lot, even though he still did fine. But, if I could go back, I'd have just I remembered my rule, which is now relationships over money. I should have said, no problem.
Yeah.
Because I did make a lot of money so far. And I could have made 10 times more had I just valued the relationship instead of the money. You see the difference? And same goes for him.
Right.
A lot of people call me and they're like, well, you didn't name him in the book, but was that GC? And I'm like, well, you know, if you're not smart enough to realize who it was, don't ask. Relationships are always more important than money.
Right.
I made a mistake with Grant a while back to where I put money over relationships. He put money over relationships, which strained our relationship. And it probably cost me a lot. And quite frankly, it probably cost him a lot, even though he still did fine. But, you know, if I could go back, I'd have just like, I remembered my rule, which is now relationships over money. I should have said, no problem.
Yeah.
Because I did make a lot of money so far. And I could have made 10 times more had I just valued the relationship instead of the money.
Right.
You see the difference?
Mm-hmm.
And same goes for him. A lot of people call me and they're like, well, you didn't name him in the book, but was that GC? And I'm like, well, you know, if you're not smart enough to realize who it was, don't ask. Relationships are always more important than money.
Right.
I made a mistake with Grant. You know where relationships are.
Pause. There we go.
Haha, relationship over money. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think if you chase money, you're never going to have any relationships. You're not going to have time for it. You're going to exhaust all your money on something else versus a relationship. You know, I share with you, man, my love language is buying stuff for people, right? So I let money build my relationships sometimes, you know. I may buy them a card or buy them a cup of coffee or something like that, and I value people way more than money. I mean, if you really think about it, Austin, without people, how you going to get money? It takes somebody to print it. It takes somebody to make it. It takes somebody to come up with this idea about money. So if you don't have people, how you going to get to the money? You know, and so, you know, just like our nonprofit organization, we say strength in numbers, right? It's the strength in the numbers. We need a lot of numbers of people to accomplish our major goal, and that's taking care of the community. And so I think that you gotta build lifelong relationships. We talk about it all the time at the dealership. Build lifelong relationships. If you build a lifelong relationship, especially with your client gonna come back to see you over and over and over and over and over and over again. So there's the money right there. So, you know, this is huge, man. This is huge. A lot of people see all the money and all the dreams and all these mansions and all these stores and all these people doing all these great things, and they think that they got to get to the money to do it. Well, Austin, I'm far from rich, but I've been a lot of places. I've seen a lot of country. I bought a lot of stuff. I've had way more than the average person, and I'm far from rich. It's because I built lifelong relationships, okay? Yeah, I wanted to be on a yacht too. I've been there multiple times. Okay, I wanted to travel the country. I've been there multiple times. I wanted to buy a house. I did it when I was 19. Okay, I wanted to drive this big old fancy car. I have 2 of them now. And I'm far from rich. I'm rich in relationships. I'm rich in love. I'm rich in prayer. I'm rich with great friends like you that help me get to the money. So that's my take on it.
Yeah. He references Grant Cardone, and he references a relationship that working relationship.
Grant Cardone's one of my favorite guys.
Mm-hmm.
Studying, we talk about it every day. I study on it every day. The guys know all about Grant Cardone.
And I guess in this instance, they had a working relationship, and I think Grant was his mentor to a degree. I think Grant's a little older than he was.
Mm-hmm.
And I get he was worried about the pennies.
Yep.
And lost the dollars.
There you go.
So that's what he's saying. He made a mistake, I guess, arguing over the pennies, and then lost 10 times the amount that he could have had.
Yeah.
Because he was so worried about pennies.
Yes, I love it.
And, you know,
I love it.
Everybody wants a giant raise at work.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously, if I got a raise, I wouldn't complain.
Right.
But I think so many people want to be so overvalued. What?
People think that they're more valuable than what they're worth.
So supply and demand, right?
Yeah.
So I would rather be paid. Most people won't say this, but I would rather be paid 10% less than I could possibly get. Yeah, I can strong arm 10% more out of them. What good is it going to be if I don't have a job in 6 months?
That's right.
I don't want to be paid more than I'm worth
That's right.
because then you're not valuable.
There you go. You're not
Then
valuable.
you're expendable.
That's it.
And I think relationships are like something like that is kind of barking along the same tree. If you put relationships second to money, now I'm not saying there's not a time to have like a business relationship and figure out the deal, but just the people that are around you that you're with, if you're willing to set them aside to make pennies, then you're gonna burn a lot of bridges. You're gonna lose some relationships, and then who knows? Your best friend that you broke up with might end up becoming a multimillionaire one day.
Yeah.
You burn a bridge with a friend. I mean, you never know who that is.
You never do.
You meet someone on the street and you're an asshole to them.
Yeah.
You never know who that is.
Yeah.
That might be your next job interview.
That's right. That's exactly
You never know who you're talking to.
You never know who you're talking to. You know, and I was laughing is because, you know, we have a saying at work and learning from a big homie, Rocky, you know, you're stepping over pennies to pick up dollars. Why not pick up all the pennies? The pennies add up to dollars too. So everything is counted for. But your relationship is counted way more. You know, they say, right? They say that the rule of all evil is money in a relationship. They say the biggest thing that marriages, you know, get divorces for is money. Look at it now. Is it really money and you're financially strained, or is it the money that you're taking over me in this relationship?
The greed.
It's the greed, right? It's the greed. And that's what happened to Grant Cardone. That's what happened to the business relationship. Both of them got greedy. It was probably a big deal here somewhere that both got greedy, probably wanted a different percentage here and there. And I'm just speaking on their business. I don't know, but that's kind of what it sounds like. I've been there before, and you get greedy in this money and all you see is the dollar signs. I said all the time, stop looking at your client like a dollar sign. They're not a dollar sign, they're your client. You know, and that's what happened. And so instead of, you know, working through whatever strain that caused them to break up or whatnot, it was all about that greed and that money. And sometimes I think that you have to build your relationship and forget about the money, throw it out the window.
I mean, just with your nonprofit organization, Strength in Numbers, I'm sure that there's been plenty of opportunities for power.
Absolutely.
That people, you know, wanted to take advantage of.
Absolutely.
But I know you and the guys that run it are very close, so I'm sure you've had to navigated that and been able to overcome that. But I'm sure there's always, I mean, in any organization where there's power and money, people are greedy and people want that. Just I'm 1% more powerful.
Absolutely,
I get paid 1% more than you.
Absolutely. I've dealt with it. That's been the hardest thing in our nonprofit organization. That's been the toughest thing. I'm not afraid to say it. That's just in business in general. You know, people have different ideas and people have different mindsets. I know one thing about Marcello Anderson. We have the same mindset. We have the same goals. We have the same mentality. And it's about our relationship, you know, about building our relationship so that we can be the closest that we can be, the tightest that we can be. So guess what? When we go out and talk to these young men out there, they can see, guess what? That man that's next to you, that's your brother. That man that's next to you, that ain't about the money. You know, why not both of y'all and all of y'all get to the money versus just one person getting to the money? And relationships are huge, man. Relationships are huge. So I tell everybody like this, man, build your relationship, build lifelong relationships without the money. Build lifelong relationships without the money. Try to do that without the money. Try to do that without spending any money on the person that you want to build that relationship with. Just try it. Just try it and see what happens. I guarantee you'll spend more time with that person. You'll open up to that person. That person will know everything about you. So when you're down financially on your luck, that person that you just built that relationship with, and share with you ways to get back to the money.
Let's do one more real quick. And then
you know where money comes from? Everyone tells you money doesn't grow on trees. Who's heard that? Do they tell you where it does grow?
My mom told me that every time I want to ask for something.
They just tell you it doesn't grow on trees, right? They don't tell you where it grows. Like, why wouldn't they give you the rest of it? You know, hey, it doesn't grow on trees. Well, where does it grow? You know where it grows? It grows in other people's pockets. That's where money grows. You want to make more money, meet more people. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. The more people you know, the better you are. People say, what do you mean by that? If you knew
10 times the people you know right now.
That sound like me
you have
talking to
10
the salesman every
times
day, bro.
what you have right now
Man.
in resources. You have more referrals, more network, more favors, more loans, more connections, more parties, more people, more access.
That's my
You know
training
where
for
money-
today. Right there.
These videos are never intentional.
Man, they never intentional, man. You over here, boy. Hey, you got to watch him, man. Austin, you got to watch him. Every video that I watched today, y'all, is stuff that I talked about yesterday to somebody about. This dude pretty good right here. So tune in to him. That's Austin Tynes.
I mean, I like art to imitate life.
Yeah.
I like life to imitate art. I mean, it's stuff that is in our real life scenarios, in our real life every day. I want to bring it onto camera and bring a version on it to where we can share it with people.
Good.
I mean, I agree with that. Health is wealth, connection is wealth, and then money can make you rich.
Yeah.
Wealth doesn't come from the money.
Yeah.
Money can make you rich.
Yeah.
But the opportunities to do things, the opportunities to be around people that can make your life feel, when I say this definition of rich, I mean like rich like chocolate, rich like a good thing that's I don't know the exact definition. Fulfilling, yeah. It can make your life better in that sense when you have great relationships. So go out, meet people, not just at the club. Go to networking events. There was an app. I don't remember what the app was, but there was an app a few years ago that I saw, and it had different kinds of it had a list of all the events, like concerts. It had network events for like motivation, or like you type it in like a subject, and then it would pull up anything related.
Armor Chamber of Commerce has ArmorChamberCommerce.com. They do business after hours every month, man, or business before hours. So that's a great networking.
Yeah,
LinkedIn, great networking.
There's ways to find events around you so you can go meet people.
That's right.
I mean, if like you said, if you go to, you go shake hands, you meet people. You don't know whose hand you're going to shake.
Yeah,
like our clients. How much are some of our clients worth? A lot of money.
A lot of money. Millions.
So you never know. I mean,
millions.
They need your help.
Yeah.
So,
they do need your help.
Yeah.
They do need your help. I've seen it in Go and Come, man. The guy with the most amount of money needs the most amount of help. I mean, he really does. He needs the most amount of help. He needs to know how to spend it, where to spend it. A great tax guy, so he doesn't get in tax credit. I mean, the millionaires need the most amount of help. I mean, it becomes mentally draining. I mean, it really does. It becomes mentally draining. So, man, I love it. Meet more people. I mean, that's the key. And I say it every day. The salesman tells me he wants to sell more cars. And I say one thing, go meet more people. You got to have people to sell cars. I even tell them, stop selling cars. Why you even selling a car today? Sell yourself to somebody. Sell people. That's who you are, man. So people make up the world, guys. People are humans that make up this world. How hard and what are you willing to do to go out and build lifelong relationships so you can get to the money that we all love?
If you were the only person on earth and you had $100 billion, would it matter?
Nope.
No. Be paper.
Yeah, just be paper. Somebody got to print that money. He said it a while ago. Somebody got to print it. Somebody got to make it. Those are those people you got to go meet. So go meet some people today. Get up, get out of bed and get going. Meet some people today. Get up, get out of bed and get going.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world.